Conversations that flow effortlessly often depend on a phenomenon more profound than mere topic agreement, a shared attentional state. This isn't just about listening, it involves our brains literally converging on the same information and its emotional context, often without conscious effort. People unconsciously mirror body language and speech patterns, a subtle but powerful indicator that their neural activity might also be aligning. When a speaker describes an object, for example, their brain shows activity in areas related to that object. And a truly engaged listener's brain exhibits similar patterns, almost as if they are experiencing it too. This neural synchrony allows for an efficient exchange of ideas, where inferences are easily drawn and meaning is spontaneously constructed, minimizing the need for explicit clarification. A forced conversation, conversely, lacks this deep-seated alignment, feeling like two separate entities trying to build a bridge from opposite shores with mismatched blueprints. The cognitive effort required to compensate for this fundamental disconnect creates the sensation of strain, making the interaction feel laborious and unnatural. Our brains operate as sophisticated prediction machines, constantly anticipating what will happen next in the world, including in social interactions. In a flowing conversation, our internal models of the other person's thoughts, intentions, and likely responses are largely accurate. This allows us to effortlessly formulate our next contribution, as the path forward feels intuitively clear. Consider a tennis match where players intuitively know where the ball will land. Flowing conversation possesses this same graceful predictability. When these predictions are consistently met or even pleasantly surprised within an expected range, the brain expends less energy, resulting in a feeling of ease. Forced conversations, however, are characterized by a relentless barrage of violated predictions. Each unexpected turn, each non sequitur, each awkward pause forces the brain to halt, reevaluate, and generate new predictions, demanding significant cognitive resources. This constant recalibration is mentally exhausting, creating the characteristic forced sensation, like navigating a maze where the walls keep shifting. Conversations, much like biological evolution, thrive within a concept known as the adjacent possible. This idea, originally applied to complex systems, suggests that new states or ideas emerge not from random leaps, but from immediate, reachable possibilities. A flowing conversation explores ideas that are logically or thematically adjacent to the current topic, building upon shared understanding and expanding it organically. Imagine a branching tree where each new idea is a twig growing from an existing branch. Smooth conversations move along these connected pathways. This ensures that each participant can readily grasp the new information and contribute meaningfully, as the cognitive distance to bridge remains short. When a conversation feels forced, it often involves one or more participants attempting to jump into a conceptually distant possible without laying the groundwork. Someone might introduce an entirely unrelated topic or make an assumption that lacks any shared context. This forces others to make a massive conceptual leap, akin to jumping from one isolated island to another without a bridge, which is cognitively demanding and often leads to silence or an awkward redirection. The lack of a shared, navigable adjacent possible disrupts the natural flow, transforming dialogue into a series of disjointed monologues. Every interaction carries an inherent energetic cost for our brains. Flowing conversations minimize this cost by leveraging shared context and efficient cognitive processing, feeling less like work. This efficiency stems from a low friction coefficient in the interaction, allowing thoughts to transition smoothly and responses to be generated with minimal internal debate. When a conversation is forced, the brain's friction coefficient skyrockets. Participants must expend considerable executive function resources to parse ambiguous statements, resolve misunderstandings, or even decide what to say next when no clear path emerges. This continuous, low-level cognitive struggle depletes mental energy rapidly. Think of it like trying to push a heavy, unlubricated object across a rough surface compared to gliding a light one across ice. The forced interaction requires constant, conscious effort to keep it moving, leading to mental fatigue, even if the verbal content is minimal. The energy drain contributes significantly to the feeling of the conversation being a chore rather than an engaging exchange. This heightened cognitive load is precisely what makes forced social interactions so uniquely draining, as our brains are constantly working overtime to bridge gaps and create coherence where none naturally exists.